And I should have never mentioned Kevin Hart's name. That is the reigning king of comedy if you ask for popular consensus. So
what?
Now, apparently, back in 2016, Katt Williams had to issue an apology to Kevin Hart. Now, it's a whole story behind this, but I'll get into it after we hear from Katt. Let's see what he had to say. Make sure you like the video and subscribe.
And not to overstep, but I also owe a humongous apology to Kevin Hart. And so I wanted you to be the person that got that as well. It doesn't matter how accurate you are. Even Steph Curry on occasion misses a shot. Mm-hmm. Now, he would be delusional if he acted like we didn't just see that he had an air ball, or we didn't just see that he, made a mistake, that he shot a brick. Right. He would be stupid if he went, no, that went in. No, Steph, it didn't go in. Yeah, all of them go in. No, Steph, all of them don't go in. Okay. So I should have, this is what happened. Atlanta means so much to me because of the years prior to Pimp Chronicles and the years after Pimp Chronicles, and how consistent Atlanta has been with their love for me, to the point that people often think I'm from Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So when I did the show at Phillips, I kind of lost myself, and I didn't do my stand-up performance. I actually did an hour of talking to Atlanta because I love Atlanta, and I made a lot of mistakes and said a lot of things that just be in Katt Williams' head, but I was not talking to the world. I was talking to the city of Atlanta. Got you. And I should have never mentioned Kevin Hart's name. That is the reigning king of comedy if you ask for popular consensus. So now the fact that he's a black man like me, and the fact that I attacked him with such vitriol at a time when our country is already divided in every way it could be divided, racially, politically, economically, socially, religiously. Like the fact that I, while being on stage pretending to be higher than that, would then stoop down to the same level and try to embarrass Kevin Hart in front of his children and loved ones after all the hard work he's done since the year 2002 is just regrettable on my part. So I humbly apologize to not only Kevin Hart, but Heartbeat Productions, the Plastic Cup Boys, and anybody associated with Kevin Hart. That was a mistake on my part because I don't love Kevin. I love Tori. Tori's a friend of mine. Okay. So I might have. It doesn't matter. I don't need an excuse. I'm sorry for having mentioned Kevin's name at all. Having said that, I didn't make a total mistake. I meant to cut the snake, but I meant to cut the head of the snake. So my special will no longer be in Philly. It'll be in New York at the Barclays, where I cut off the head of Chris Rock. Step and Fetch It, Coon number 1. My special will be called Smaller and Brighter, like bigger and blacker. And I'll deal with Chris Rock there in New York.
What's the problem with Chris Rock now?
I'll acknowledge that when I get to it. Okay. I've already made enough missteps, and I just got done doing back-to-back apologies for the first time in my life.
Amazing.
So that's what it did. So, okay, we got that. And on to the next, sir.
Now, I promised y'all a story about this, right? So this was posted by Spank Horton, who is a good friend of Kevin Hart, who was in that group called the Plastic Cup Boys. That's the group of comedians that Kevin Hart has brought up with him, similar to LeBron James bringing his crew up with him. That's what Kevin Hart did. He brought his crew of guys up in the ranks of comedy, and they all kind of get some money because of Kevin. And so since the Katt Williams interview, Spank has been raging war against Katt Williams on Twitter. Now, the most ironic thing about this is, if you read this tweet, he says, so y'all don't remember Katt did this before in 2016, then apologized? That's why we don't care to respond. It's the same ish. First off, Spank, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you posting this tweet along with this video, that's a response, brother. That's a response, brother. Okay? that's a response. Not to mention, As Katt would say, the head of the snake in your group, Kevin Hart, has responded to this interview, 2 times? He responded in a tweet just like you. So y'all got Twitter fingers, okay? But also Katt, my bad, I meant to say Kevin, not Katt. Kevin went on, what was that, ESPN, and tried to roast Katt Williams for about, 20 minutes. Honestly, they tried to roast Katt the entire Knicks versus 76ers basketball game. They was more focused on Katt than watching the game and commenting on that and giving their commentary on that. So, y'all been responding. So let's not act like y'all so above responding and, y'all just wiping it off and shrugging it off. It ain't that serious. This is how Katt is. If that's how you felt, why even put this out? Now, I want to get to Katt's apology because he talked about, I shouldn't have said this to another black man, especially with what's going on in the world. And I think some people will say, well, wow, if Katt felt like that then, why would he choose to wait till 2024 and do this interview where he's calling out all these other black men? Well, remember, that was 2016. And if you ask me, a lot of things have transpired since then that he was upset with and probably fed up with. And if he went for 3 hours on Shannon Sharpe talking about all of these different things going on in Hollywood and calling out all of these other comedians, imagine the stuff he didn't say. He did say that he has all of this information on certain individuals. He said he would go as far as to pay for information. I wonder if that part went over y'all heads. He said, yeah, people bring me information. I'll pay for that. I was like, whoa, Katt, you that devious? But that's just some of the stuff that he didn't talk about that he could have talked about. It's a whole nother interview here that we ain't even got to, because imagine if he was really super exposing. So to me, he was kind of just name dropping in the Shannon Sharpe interview, but he wasn't really deep diving into some of this stuff. And a lot of the stuff that he talked about was already said before. The Steve Harvey stuff, people knew about the Mark Curry and him stealing his jokes and Steve Harvey having fake hair. We knew about that. It was just, I guess, a good feeling to hear Katt confirm these things that we thought were rumors, right? But just really interesting to me. Let me know what y'all think about this. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. I will see y'all next time. Peace.